Hey, how you doing, everybody? Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of God Concept. Man, this morning it's raining, it's dreary out here. I'm still fighting these fights. For what reason? I don't even know why. All I do is live my life every day and try to live my life right. You know what I mean? I'm a good person. I don't hurt nobody, but I get thrown into many circumstances that just ain't fucking right. My children get thrown into circumstances that just ain't right. You know what I mean? It's bad when a system that's supposed to provide justice is so unjust. And it's so bad when you're being when somebody's accusing you of something, and they're wrong. What happens for that? Do they uphold the law about that? Do they just get to say, "Oh, we were wrong, sorry about that," or do they still get to live in that wrongness and just prosecute you or persecute you for no reason? That's what Philadelphia does. Philadelphia persecutes people for being sovereign souls, for living their life the way they want to live. It ain't always been that way, not for me anyway. But as of late, it's been that way. Me thinking back on everything that my grandmother's been through, my mother's been through, and that I've been through in this city. I built up a very strong disdain for this city, and to be honest with you, it is not towards the people, it's not towards, anybody. It's a disdain towards the status quo, the system that's in place, the organizations that's here in place and in power, because they don't really uphold any law except their own. They treat people unjustly, and they're not held accountable for anything that they do wrong, any wrong actions. They'll try to lock you up on trumped up charges like they're doing to me. They'll steal property from you, steal everything. They'll try to steal your kids too. And that's what it's about. And I'm figuring that out, that it's about the children. I don't understand why a city would want to put parents through turmoil like this when they know that that somebody's trying to raise children. You know what I mean? The only thing I could think of is it don't matter what I'm thinking of, because these people is evil. This is not a place of God. You know what I mean? This is not a place of God at all. City of brotherly love, all of his bullshit. I can't even get brotherly love from a grandfather, from anybody out in this fucking city. You know what I mean? So how can I expect it from the system? I really don't get it. I'm trying to get legal advice. I'm calling lawyers and stuff like this, and I'm trying to get so much handled, but nothing's coming about, because when I start talking about whatever I'm talking about, they don't respond well to that. And I don't go off the deep end when I'm trying to talk, to a lawyer or whatever. I don't even try to interject any information about anything else I'm going through elsewhere, because they'll use that and, they'll hear that and they'll figure, oh, this guy's dealing with a lot of shit. I just don't want to, I don't feel like dealing with that. He got a lot on his plate. Let him deal with that on his own. It's a money situation. This is how they control you. And once you try to break away from whatever system it is, whatever the occupation they have you doing, what they'll do is they'll try to lock you up legally. They'll try to fuck you over in a legal system. I don't know how many people out there go through this type of thing. How many people ever went through this type of thing where you have people interject themselves into your life, cause mayhem in your life, and then eject themselves from your life and leave the mess behind, leave the the collateral damage behind. You know, I'm not the collateral damage. My situation, this situation is collateral damage. All because I found out some things about the city I wasn't supposed to find out. Some things about you I wasn't supposed to find out. You know, what I'm realizing is we got a lot of actors in Philly. You know, this is a very theatrical city. I'm not a theatrical person. I'm a living being, breathing human. But the act goes on when you enter these buildings, when you're around these school buildings and stuff like that, when you're around these court buildings, when you're in any type of facility. They're actors, you know, and it's sad because I have a problem with the city, but the city are using citizens to do their dirty work. And what I mean by that is, if I'm going through something, or a lot of people could attest to this, you going through something elsewhere, you might not even be, you might be in the right about that situation, but something else will happen somewhere else that'll make you look wrong about that and that situation, because they're judging you on your action. They're judging you based upon something, one thing that they may have caused. That's how they judge you. You know, they'll cause you, they'll gaslight you. That's the proper term. They'll gaslight you so they could try to demonize your character and who you are. Where's my tea? It really bothers me, and it boggles me, because, you know, we all trying to survive. We all got our mission in life. We all got things that we're striving to do. But what people don't realize is, once they get tied to an organization or a system, you are now a part of that system trying to hold people back from breaking away from that system. So what I ask is, city workers, Philadelphia workers, whoever the fuck you are, if you hear me, or if you're somewhere else and you work at a city or a municipality, start holding the people you work for accountable. Start holding yourself accountable for the things that you do when you're working for these people. Because you think you're protecting yourself by railroading people that come into your facilities or offices or organizations or schools or wherever they're going, in their courtrooms. But really, you're doing it the injustice to yourself. Think about it. If the system uses you to bring charges to somebody else, or to make certain laws and statutes, what's to stop them from using the same laws and statutes on your family, on your loved ones? See, that's what people don't get. What I'm going through now is what your children is going to have to go through. With your loved one, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle. All of these people going to have to go through this. So if you're working for the system and you're being a dickhead or you're being a nut, putting people through shit, or you just taking your job too seriously, because that's what it is. A lot of people get a job, a position, and they take that shit and they let it go to their head. They are that, like, okay, they let themselves become that position. You know what I mean? They let themselves become whatever position somebody appointed to them. You know what I mean? And then they become acting as that. And after that, it's like they're dehumanized. They really don't care about the feelings, the circumstances, the situation that's going on in another human being's life. And that's what I'm discovering, that when you're dealing with these people, when you go into these, I went into Rite Aid yesterday. It's so fucking sad. I went into Rite Aid. They got all the shelves locked up. I had to stay in Rite Aid for 30 minutes just to get 2 juices and a couple of packs of candy. We're living in a police state. We're a sovereign soul. Well, I'm a sovereign soul, trying to be a sovereign soul, trying to maintain my sovereignty by not dealing with these fucking people in these organizations. You know what I mean? And this is what they do. You know, they try to take that humanity away from you, and we do it to each other. We do it to each other all the time, every day. We're taking the humanity away from each other by allowing the system that we're working for to work against our own people. And yeah, we might not speak every day or, live under the same roof or even like the same things. But we all have one thing in common. We're all relatively human. We're all relatively human beings. So we shouldn't allow a system, a law system, a legal system, a school system, a government system to come in between us and our humanity. It's sad and it's appalling that America has turned into this. And I don't know if all America is like this, because I don't live in all of America. I live in America. I'm an American, but I feel like a foreigner. I feel like I'm being chastised. I'm devastated over here. I'm working. Can't nobody outwork me. I'm gonna put that out there now. Can't nobody outwork me. You know what I mean? From what I put together and everything, I'm waiting for the capital to get behind it. But can't nobody outwork me. You know what I mean? I don't have to work for the system in order to still be a productive force in wherever I'm at for my family, or you know what I mean? Wherever I'm at, I'm gonna be a productive force for me and my family and try to provide. I really don't even know how to expound on this, because it's intertwined. Everything is wrapped up. You know what I mean? Everything is just intertwined in a way where you can't really see past the situation. Like, I'm trying to see past the situation and continue to work and continue to create, because that's my new job. That's my new passion. That's what I do now. I create. I'm not worried about punching the clock for anybody else. I punch the clock for me, and me doing that, me getting this podcast rolling, me writing books, and doing recordings for music and things like that, and A&R'ing myself, really figuring out how to A&R myself and everything. And still, maintain a good family, trying to teach my kids these things so they won't never have to work for nobody and things like that. And me trying to do all this, and then at the same time to have to fight these battles, these legal battles that I never even did anything wrong. Like, I could see if I was a criminal element out here. I'm not a criminal element out here. I'm a hobbyist. I'm an enthusiast. And I was always a family man and a career person, a career-oriented, a goal-oriented type of person. But they try to demonize that, They try to demonize that. It's a lot of forces at play in this city, a lot of organizations at play in this city. It's a dose of reality, for me, because now I know who I'm living around and I know what I'm living around. And now I can honestly say that I'm done with everybody. You kind of got to be like me personally. I'm done with everybody. Like, what can you do? Like, how can you really trust anybody? I'm done with anybody in this city. I just want to really just escape this city. I really want to just get my kids and get the fuck out of this city, because it's desperation out here. You know what I mean? This city is just a monopoly. you know, and it's sad because they can do things in your life and make things happen in your life. Paint you out to be a villain, take your property, take anything that you were supposed to amass, and just let you fall by the wayside, you know? And people are made to pretend like they don't see it, you know? I know they don't got to pretend. If they could pretend like they don't see it, then they definitely don't care. Anybody who could pretend like they don't see what's going on definitely don't care. So they don't got to pretend about caring because they don't. There's no fucks given. But they pretend they don't see. What you don't understand is why you pretending you don't see. You're going to make the same thing happen one day to your children. You're going to make the same thing happen to one of your family members. Because the injustice that's done to me and my family will be done to you and your family. Because it will embolden the city. It would embolden the organization that does this. You know? And then what? Then you're living in a police state. It's communism at that point. That's what I'm realizing. It's kind of a communist fucking state we're living in. You know, that's a drastic, but when you think about it, it's like communism under the veil of democracy. That's what it feels like. It feels like communism under the veil of democracy. And it's evident to me because I've already been through so much with this city. My family has already been through so much with this city that when I see the pieces move, you know, when I see the pieces move and I understand what's going on, I understand it's basically a race against time. And it's a battle against my fortitude. You know, I'm basically trying to maintain that fortitude. And I'm going to take this segment to say this. I'm not against the system. I'm not against organizations. I love, organizations and things like that. I think they're good when they're doing good work. But I'm against a system and a society that shuns and excludes and judges people. We have to be more observant as a whole, as a population of people who care and love and have others that we care and love about. We have to be more observant of others' situations. Not just seeing and turning a blind eye to what's going on when they're going through something. We have to be more observant to their situations, because their situations and the problems that they're having, especially if it's a problem that's brought about by your city or by your municipality, understand that you can be in the same fucking situation at any point in time they choose to put you in that situation. When your city or your municipality targets you for any reason at all, the same, I don't care, you're going to be a part of the same situation, a statistic. You're going to become a statistic of the system. And this is what you allow to happen. This is what you allow to happen because you choose to keep that job. If everybody denied their job, or if everybody complained about their job, or if everybody said, hey, this job right here that y'all trying to give somebody a position for, yeah, somebody's getting paid to do it, and that's all well and good, but at the same time, you shouldn't have had this type of job out here available, because this type of job breeds corruption. Certain jobs breed corruption. Certain jobs shouldn't even be a job because it breeds corruption. Certain things in this city breeds corruption. People abuse the system because the system allows them to abuse the system. But that's why you're in the system. And they won't let that part of the system abuse their family or their friends or whatever. They'll just keep allowing it to abuse other people for years. in years until they retire. And then somebody else get in that position. And guess what? Now you don't got that power no more. They're going to start doing that, you know. It ain't fun when somebody, when the rabbit got it, right? So then somebody else going to be the victim in your family. And then you wonder how it keeps continuing to happen. It's because it goes unchecked. Whenever power goes unchecked, whenever a system, a government, an organization goes unchecked, it emboldens them to continue harming people. Our school districts are harming our children and harming the parents. And they're emboldened to keep continuing to do so because we don't speak up. We don't speak up for our own children. We don't speak up for the injustices that's done. So it emboldens these schools, these cops, whoever you dealing with, these real estate agents, these whoever it is. If it's a city thing and they're doing something wrong, they have to be checked on it. Because if it's a city organization or a city job or something, or a city, whatever, if they're here, if they're in Philadelphia doing some crazy shit, they got to be checked by the people. Because if the people don't check it, then the people are going to ultimately get hurt by it. And the reason why people don't check the shit that goes on in Philadelphia is because they want to keep their fucking job. Like, some shit is more important than just keeping a job. Sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you got to fight in the legal system, out in the real world. Sometimes, and it's not always a fist fight. It's a verbal exchange of words. It's about letting a person know that they're wrong and they let a position corrupt them. But that doesn't happen because people are too concerned about life, about living their life, that they'll turn a blind eye to injustice so they can keep that job going. Because if it's their job that everybody's complaining about, then they won't have no job. They'll be asked out of a job. They'll get somebody else to fill that position who's a little bit more professional and proficient in handling those duties. But that's the problem we have. We have people that are hurt, people that are scarred, and people that are angry for no fucking reason, holding these offices and holding these positions as principals or whatever. And I want to say that too. That principal over there at my kid's school is a fucking dirtbag. Oh, she's a fucking dirtbag. You know what I mean? They restrained my daughter for damn near 30 minutes for nothing. She didn't have to be restrained. I was there because kids was picking on my daughter. And it's been a history of this. And it hasn't been documented. You know, and now we're trying to get everything documented because these people are really, like, just trying to railroad me. Like, I'm a great person. I was there helping out. Normally it's all smiles and all that type of stuff. But when I come there about you restraining my child and then you still trying to act like you're the authority figure over me and my child when I come up to the school, you know, you don't get to do that. And then when you see that I'm trying to let you know that you're not the authority figure over me and my child and to stop restraining my child, at that point, you want to start to try to push us out the door, you know, with the rub on the back and stuff like that. So technically, you assaulted me. The teachers over at the school assaulted me because they touched me, period. Rub on the back with a push. Rub on the back with a push, a slight gentle push. This is how they act. And then when the camera come on, everybody act different. You see what I'm saying? They don't say the same things when the camera's on. They don't do the same things when the camera's on because they know they're being watched. This is what they do. And it's a sad thing because they'll paint you out to be a villain to protect their position that they don't even deserve. They don't deserve that position to be treating people like that. You don't. How you going to try to press charges on me for doing something that I never did? Harassment, all that. I'm not up there defending my daughter and making sure that she's not being restrained by two full-grown fucking adults, you know, causing her to hit her head up against the wall after she was constantly being bullied. You know what I mean? After that. And then you want to press charges on a concerned parent that was just up there the day before at a school assembly helping out. Oh, you press charges because I turned in a letter to the school district to point out your misconduct. And I still don't get justice. What do I don't deserve justice? I don't deserve to be done right. Like, we got men out there. It was a guy. A girl talked about his clothes, said his clothes was ugly. Right? The world automatically jumped to defend this guy. I mean, much love to the brother, but I'm using him as an example. The world jumped to his defense because she said that his clothes were not all the way right. But the world can't jump to my defense when I'm going through all this bullshit in Philadelphia. You get talked about and ridiculed for a shirt and pair of pants and shoes that weren't matching. By the way, he was matching and he was fresh. But the girl said he wasn't fresh. And because of that, now he got LRG endorsements and all that. Congratulations to the brother. But at the same time, y'all watch my situation and y'all watch what I go through, but you say nothing. I get no help from anybody, from another city, from an outside source. Because Philadelphia is crooked and corrupt. The things they do, they try to do legal genocide on people. They try to do legal genocide, paper genocide on people. Because we're human beings. I never been in the court systems and stuff like this. Never was, never will be. And I'm still saying that now to this day. And they trying to trump up charges on me and all types of stuff. I am not a fucking robot. I'm not somebody you can put paperwork on and things like that, even though you do. Because I don't adhere to that. I'm a sovereign soul. I just want to live my life sovereign because I don't hurt nobody. I don't bother nobody. My children don't. My family doesn't. So why do I got to go through all the scrutiny that I go through? Where's the endorsements for a man fighting for his family and fighting for his rights, civil rights? The detectives came here, lied to me to get me to, you know what I mean, wait with them and even took me under duress. Tried to embarrass me, tried to get me to fall and all these things like that. It's a Ponzi scheme and it's a game that they play. And I don't fucking like it. And a lot of you guys out there know it because you've been through it. They sit you in that jail, they put you through a program or something, and then you come out here and you act like you the shit. But you're not. Because you still allow the system to take people down and do this to people. I never lived anywhere else in the world, not for a long time, not as much as I lived in Philadelphia, but this is the most unjust city in the fucking world to me. Because of this. Because of what they put my family through, what they put my children through, what they put me through. And it still goes unrecognized. And that nobody's held accountable. Nobody's held accountable because they'll start putting in paperwork about you. This is why they're not held accountable because they'll start shooting letters about you. Even if it's bullshit, they'll just start shooting letters and typing people and stuff like that to get legal action against you. And next thing you know, you in court losing a fucking case or defending the case when you got things to do. Your time is your money. I'm trying to write, record, A&R myself, do all of these things. That's money. And it's money also trying to fight legal cases, money that I don't have at the moment. This is why they do it, to tie you in, to bog you down even more. And people don't get it. I'm sitting out here pouring out outcries, not just for me, for you, for everybody in this fucking city who's subject to these things. Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. If your job is doing this to people, protest that fucking job. You could keep your position, probably, or probably not. And if you don't, that goes to show you even further that I'm right. Because if they don't got somebody in there who's willing to persecute their own people, then they don't want you doing the job. If they got somebody in there who's going to blow the whistle and let the organization that they're working for know that they're wrong, then they'll let you go and fire you. And it's about 100% of you motherfuckers out there who's scared to lose your position because it'll ruin your life. It's about 90%, 85% of you who, if they lost their job and their livelihood, couldn't put something together on their own. This is why you stuck at that job. This is why you got to do that. This is why you there. This is why you subjugate your own people, your own citizens, your own family, people that share the same blood, to the unjust things that the city and the organization that you work for do to them. This is why you let it go with a blind eye, because you need your job. You're being used. It's basically modern day slavery out this joint. And then once you notice it, they put you in this, send you down this rabbit hole that'll either land you dead or in jail. And it's all by design. And if I could see that, I'm pretty sure a lot of other ladies and gentlemen could see that. You got to start standing up. Where are the Wallows and the Gillies of the world standing up for the Injustice Act? You know, where they at? You got Meek Mills, he got the criminal justice reform. Why do you think he got criminal justice reform? I'm starting to see something. I'm starting to see a pattern, man. I'm starting to see a pattern. You know, these prisons might be more than just rehabilitation centers. You know, they might be going in there for acting classes. Seriously. These prisons might be going in there giving people shock therapy. They don't even got to do that. You know what they doing in them jails? They're letting you know exactly your place. That's what they're doing in them jails to people. They're letting you know that they'll get you in here, treat you inhumane, and do whatever they want with you. And sit your ass back out on the street. And if you don't do right, or if you don't do what they want you to do and don't comply, they'll sit your dumb ass right back in the prison. I got this city by the balls, but nobody got the balls to stand with me. I got so much fucking evidence on this city. I've been putting it out there. I don't even got the evidence. Y'all got the evidence. Listen to the podcast. Listen to the sound of my voice. They affect my work. Some of my music suffer because of that. Books that I put out, some of them, you know, I gotta revise and make revisions to because of the scrutiny and the things that I've been going through in this city. The things that my kids have to go through in this city. The things that my family, the older generation of my family had to go through in this city. And I still don't understand why. What do you benefit from fucking up people's lives? Scanapico's. Stephanie Scanapico, Georgia Scanapico, whoever you are. Alonzo Brown. What do you get from working with these people, for helping them out, putting false orders of protection on people? What do you get? What do you get? What are your incentives? Do you get blessings or something? Do God rain blessings on you or something for you putting people in bad situations? What do you get? Is it some incentive? If it ain't, you know, you got to look in that mirror. If there's no incentive or anything, you got to really look in that mirror and really evaluate who you are and what you think and the thoughts that you have. Because you're being used. The new slavery is not chains on your ankles and on your wrists, even though it is. The new slavery is in your mind. The new slavery is through your work, through your job, and all that type of stuff. You become complacent. And not only do you become complacent, You become a prospect of that organization, where you turn a blind eye to the unjust things that's done to your own people. You even sit there in these offices in these buildings and make fun of people going through everyday situations, through life situations. You're sitting there and make fun of your own family for when they go through situations. How can you do that? How can you make fun of your own family for going through a life situation just because you hold the position that they gave you? And they looking at you like an idiot because you allowing them to do this to your own people. Y'all turned out, man. Lost and turned out. You know, lost and turned out, man. Well, this is my episode of God Concept. If y'all still fucking with me out there, y'all can support my books, my music, and this podcast that I'm currently doing right now. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for all the support. Please check out Nature's Features. The book is available on Amazon. All you got to do is flip pages. I'm not asking for you to buy the book or nothing. I'm providing it for free. I got Morals and Values. I got One Leap of Faith. And I got Nature's Features. It's there. Flip the pages. Get some knowledge. Help support. Stream the music. Yesterday, I want to thank Spotify. They sent me this thing that let me know that I was #1 on some playlist or something like that. I appreciate that. You know, they showed me the songs that was doing good. I appreciate that. You know, that's help supports my music and my goal and what I'm trying to get accomplished. The ultimate goal is to get the fuck away from Philadelphia, to be honest with you. This city in its entirety is like living in a maggot's back. You understand? This city is like living on a fucking maggot's back. You know, the city is horrible. You know, as far as what it did to my family and me. I don't know about you. You might be working with the organizations or doing the proper things where you could just live a good life and holla fucking hallelujah for that, right? But it's not that way for me because I'm not a Bible thumper and I'm not an ass kisser. I don't flip on people for an organization. So y'all have that. I'd rather work on my books. I'd rather work on my music. And I'd rather work on my podcast. And with that being said, this is Mr. Pagan and this has been God Concept. Y'all have a great day.